The stars were quiet tonight. From the observation deck of the alien warship Zayrath Prime, Commander Vrek looked down on the blue and green planet below, Earth. To him and his crew, it was nothing more than a primitive world, a place filled with noisy creatures who had only just learned how to reach their own moon. Pathetic, one of the officers hissed, his silver scales glinting under the deck lights. Their machines still use combustion. They burn liquids to fly. Burn. The others laughed, a deep rumble that echoed through the control chamber. Vrek didn't join in. He simply watched as holograms of human satellites floated before him. Yes, he said calmly. And yet, they keep building. They keep trying. His tone was almost respectful, which made the others glance at him in confusion. A technician snorted. Commander, they have no energy shields. Their ships can't even reach the next planet without falling apart. What could they possibly try against us? Vrek turned. That's what I intend to find out. The Zayrath Prime had been sent to monitor Earth's growing signal traffic, the endless flood of radio, data, and digital noise that had begun to fill the galaxy. The Galactic Union had voted to classify humanity as technologically insignificant. But Vrek wasn't so sure. He ordered a deep scan of the planet, expecting nothing. The sensors swept through Earth's atmosphere, through the oceans, across the burning deserts. They found nothing dangerous. No advanced energy readings, no antimatter cores, no weaponized satellites. Just noise. Until one signal blinked on the screen. What is that? Vrek asked. An anomaly, said the technician. A power signature buried deep in one of their frozen continents. But it's not consistent with their level of technology. The commander leaned forward. Show me. The screen zoomed in, to Antarctica. Beneath the ice, there was something glowing faintly, pulsing in rhythm. The readings were weak but steady. Too steady. Could be natural, another officer suggested. Thermal vents, maybe? Or it could be something else, Vrek said quietly. He ordered a drone launch. A small probe dropped through the blackness of space, entered Earth's atmosphere, and descended toward the ice. As it landed, the signal spiked. On Earth, scientists at a remote research base caught it too. Dr. Ilara King stared at her monitor, watching the strange energy pattern appear out of nowhere. That's impossible, she whispered. We don't have anything with that power output. Her assistant frowned. Could it be a satellite malfunction? No. It's coming from beneath the ice, she said. Something is waking up. Back in orbit, the alien crew watched as their drone sent live data. The feed flickered. For a second, the camera showed a blinding light, and then everything went dark. What happened? Shouted the technician. The probe's gone, the sensor officer replied. Signal lost. The room fell silent. The laughter was gone now. Vrek narrowed his eyes. Replay the last image. The light reappeared for a split second, and within it, something was visible. Not a shape, not a ship, but a reflection. A reflection of the drone itself, as if something was scanning it back. Vrek leaned closer. It looked at us, he murmured. The crew shifted uneasily. Commander, should we report this to the Union? He thought for a long moment. No, not yet. I want to know what they're hiding down there. Meanwhile, on Earth, Dr. King's team was already preparing an expedition. They loaded their snow crawlers and began the long, freezing journey across the ice fields. The storm winds howled, and the signal grew stronger with every kilometer. At night, Ilara stood outside the camp, looking at the dancing auroras above. We always thought we were alone, she whispered. But maybe someone left something here for us to find. Her assistant joined her. If this is alien, why Antarctica? Why hide it under the ice? Ilara smiled faintly. Maybe it wasn't hidden. Maybe it fell here a long time ago. The next morning, they reached the signal source. Beneath the thick sheet of ice, there was a metallic shape, massive, ancient, half buried. The scanners couldn't identify the metal, but it pulsed with a soft, golden light. As they drilled closer, the temperature around the site began to rise. Machines started to fail. Radios crackled with static. And then, a voice, not human, whispered through the comms. "Who awakens the echo?" The entire team froze. "Did you hear that?" one of the crew shouted. Ilara's heart raced. "That wasn't us," she said. From orbit, Vrek's ship picked up the same transmission, the same voice. His eyes widened. "That frequency, it's using our language." "But that's impossible," the technician said. "They can't speak our tongue." Vrek stared at the screen, a strange unease growing in his chest. "No, they can't. Unless—" He stopped, unable to finish the thought. The voice came again, clearer this time. "Your kind abandoned this place long ago. And now, the children of Earth have found what you left behind." The commander's blood ran cold. Around him, no one dared to move. "What did it say?" one officer whispered. Vrek turned toward the dark planet below, his reflection shimmering in the glass. It said, "We've been here before." And for the first time in 1,000 cycles, the proud alien commander felt fear. The icy winds cut across the Antarctic plains like sharp knives. Dr. Ilara King's team huddled inside their crawler, staring at the massive object beneath the ice. Its golden glow pulsed slowly, almost like a heartbeat. Every pulse seemed to echo deep inside their chests, as if the frozen ground itself were alive. "This isn't just metal," whispered her assistant, Tomas. "It feels intelligent." Ilara nodded, her fingers trembling as she adjusted the scanner. The readings were impossible. The energy output was massive but not chaotic. It was precise, controlled, almost purposeful. "Whatever this is," she said, "it's not from our time. And I don't think it was built by humans either." Back in orbit, Commander Vrek watched the same readings on his holographic display. His claws tightened around the console. "They have activated it," he said quietly. His voice held a tension he rarely allowed to show. "And they don't even know what they've awakened." The crew of the Zayrath Prime murmured among themselves. One of them hissed, "Commander, these humans are weak. They can't possibly handle alien technology." Vrek shook his head. "Underestimate them at your own peril. This is not about strength. This is about understanding." Meanwhile, on Earth, Ilara's team drilled deeper into the ice. The golden glow grew brighter, and the pulsing stronger. Then, with a sudden shudder, the top layer of ice cracked. A section of the metallic object emerged, towering over the team like a giant sentinel. Its surface was smooth, reflective, and covered with intricate lines that looked like a combination of circuits and art. "Is it alive?" Tomas whispered, stepping back. Before Ilara could answer, the lines on the object began to move. Slowly, they shifted, forming symbols that seemed to float above the surface of the metal like glowing script. The words were in no language they knew. But somehow, Ilara understood. It was as if the object was speaking directly to her mind. "You are ready." The team froze. The words echoed in their heads, yet no sound came from the machine. Ilara's heart raced. It knows we're here," she said softly. Back on the Zayrath Prime, the alien sensors went wild. Vrek's eyes widened. "Impossible," he muttered. "It's communicating, across light years, instantaneously?" His second-in-command hissed in disbelief. "Commander, are you saying that primitive humans have—" "They have discovered something left behind," Vrek interrupted, his voice tight. "Something we left behind. Something we thought was forgotten." On Earth, the golden object suddenly began to open. Panels slid silently, revealing a hollow interior glowing with an ethereal light. Inside, Ilara saw a chamber filled with what looked like technology beyond human imagination. Hovering spheres, walls covered in shifting energy patterns, and strange devices that pulsed in time with the heartbeat of the planet. Tomas stepped forward, unable to resist. Elara, this is incredible. It's like a library of the stars. Elara nodded but kept her voice calm. Yes, but libraries don't speak. This watches. And it knows. Suddenly, one of the hovering spheres shot toward them, stopping inches from Elara's face. Light swirled inside it, and an image formed, a humanoid figure, tall, regal, and glowing with golden light. Its eyes seemed alive, yet empty of emotion. You are children of Earth, the figure said, its voice resonating inside their minds. The Makers returned long ago, and now, you awaken what was left behind. Elara stumbled backward. Makers? What are you? The figure's glow intensified. We were here before your history began. We gave you the spark. And now, you are ready to receive it. At that moment, the energy pulsing from the object surged, sending waves through the ice. The temperature around them rose, and the auroras above the camp flared brighter than ever. The team fell to the ground, shielding their eyes. From orbit, Vrek barked orders. Pull back. Pull the sensors back. But it was too late. The golden light reached into space, brushing the alien ship. Alarms blared. The Zerath Prime trembled as unseen forces tested its hull. What is it doing? Hissed the technician. Vrek's eyes were wide with fear and fascination. It's not attacking. It's observing us. Learning us. On Earth, the humanoid figure spoke again. Your kind was underestimated. But now, you will inherit what was hidden. The galaxy is watching. And the children of Earth will rise. Elara felt a shiver down her spine. The object's energy pulsed through her team, connecting them to something vast, something ancient. We're not alone, she whispered. And across the stars, Vrek's crew finally understood. The humans they had laughed at were not just survivors. They were inheritors of a power long forgotten. The galaxy, they realized, was about to change forever. The Antarctic winds howled as Dr. Elara King's team stood in stunned silence. The golden artifact loomed over them, its interior glowing like a living sun. The humanoid figure, made of light, hovered in front of the largest sphere, its eyes deep pools of knowledge and power. Children of Earth, it said, its voice calm yet commanding, echoing directly in their minds. You have awakened what was once lost. But you must prove you are worthy to wield it. Elara's hands trembled. Worthy? How do we prove it? The figure extended a glowing hand toward a control panel that appeared out of thin air. Symbols shifted across its surface, forming puzzles and sequences that defied human logic. By understanding, it said simply. By choice. By courage. Tomas stepped forward. Choice? Courage? I don't even know what this is. How are we supposed to understand it? You will, the figure said. The challenge is not to conquer. The challenge is to learn. Suddenly, the ground beneath the team vibrated. Ice cracked, and a low hum filled the air. Outside, the auroras flickered violently, as though the sky itself had become alive. Elara realized with a jolt that the artifact's power was extending far beyond the ice. It was reaching into the atmosphere, the oceans, even into the planet's magnetic field. Back in orbit, Vrek stared at the readings, his jaw tight. The humans, they are interacting with it. The energy, it's responding to their presence. But they have no idea what it is. Commander, hissed the sensor officer. Their actions are unprecedented. This is beyond anything recorded. They are changing the energy field itself. Vrek's gaze did not leave the screen. Then we are witnessing evolution in real time. On the ground, Elara and her team began working on the puzzle sequences. Each panel glowed as they touched it, reacting to their thoughts, their intentions. Tomas' fingers hovered over one symbol, unsure. Then he closed his eyes and focused, imagining the sequence as a flow of light rather than numbers. The panel glowed brighter, and the sequence shifted, revealing a new pattern. Elara watched in awe. It's reading our minds. It's learning how we think. Yes, the figure said. Your minds are unique. You are not like others who have come before. That is why you are here. That is why you were chosen. As the team continued to interact with the artifact, a sudden tremor shook the ice. A massive crack split the ground nearby, and from the crevice emerged shapes, twisting, metallic, moving with a terrifying grace. They were remnants of a long-forgotten alien craft buried under Antarctica, sentinels left to guard the artifact. Their eyes glowed red, scanning for threats. Tomas froze. We triggered something. Ilara shouted. Stay calm. It's not attacking yet. Let's finish the sequence. The humanoid figure's light flared. Do not fear. The sentinels test your courage. They will not harm unless you intend to harm. With Ilara's guidance, the team continued, moving through the puzzle like a synchronized dance. Each solution brought the artifact's power closer to full activation. The glowing spheres rotated faster, energy crackling through the air like lightning. From orbit, Vrek barked orders to his crew. We cannot let them reach full activation. If the humans unlock it, it will surpass all known technology in the galaxy. The technicians argued. Commander, we could attack. Destroy the humans. No, Vrek interrupted. Observe. Learn. The Galactic Union is blind to this. If we interfere, it could destroy us all. Back on Earth, the artifact pulsed, bathing the ice in golden light. Symbols shifted one final time, then all panels went dark. Silence fell. The humanoid figure floated before them, radiant and still. You have learned, it said. You have chosen wisely. You have shown courage. Now, you will inherit what was left behind. The power is yours. Suddenly, a wave of energy surged through the team. Ilara felt her mind expand, thoughts racing faster than ever before. Knowledge poured in, star maps, advanced physics, languages of civilizations long gone, secrets of energy manipulation. It was overwhelming. Tomas gasped. It's like I can see everything, everywhere. Ilara clutched her head, struggling to process it. We have to be careful. This power, it's not just technology. It's alive. It's aware. Above them, the auroras swirled in patterns that mirrored the artifact's energy. And far in space, Vrek watched, wide-eyed and silent. The humans he had laughed at, the species he had considered primitive, were now connected to something the galaxy had forgotten. They are evolving, Vrek whispered. His crew turned to him in shock. Yes, he said, his voice heavy. And if they continue, they may surpass us all. For the first time, the proud alien commander felt the weight of fear. Not the fear of battle, not the fear of failure, but the fear of a species that had been underestimated for too long. Ilara and her team stood together, golden light bathing their faces. They were no longer ordinary humans. They were awakened. And whatever came next, the galaxy would never see them in the same way again. The hum of the artifact settled into a steady rhythm. It was a heartbeat. And the heartbeat of Earth had just grown louder, stronger than anyone, alien or human, could imagine. The golden glow from the artifact stretched across the ice, casting long shadows over the Antarctic plains. Dr. Ilara King's team stood in awe, their minds still buzzing with the knowledge the artifact had shared. Yet a new fear crept in. Something outside their world was watching them. High above, in orbit, the Zayrath Prime had drifted closer than ever. Commander Vrek stared at the planet below, his alien senses alert. They have unlocked it, he muttered. The humans, they now control what was left for us eons ago. One of his officers hissed. Commander, they are insignificant. We can destroy them easily. Should we not intervene? Vrek's gaze remained fixed on Earth. Intervene, he said slowly. No. Let us see how far they can go. Let the galaxy see what humanity truly is. Below, on the ice, a sudden flash of light startled Ilara and her team. A massive energy pulse shot upward from the artifact, striking the sky like a golden comet. The auroras above twisted violently, forming shapes that looked like alien letters. The team stumbled backward, shielding their eyes. "Ilara!" Tomas shouted. "What is it doing?" Ilara's mind raced. "It's signaling. Something, or someone, is responding." From orbit, Vrek watched the pulse react to his ship's sensors. "They've detected us," he realized. "No. They are inviting us." A tension unlike any battle gripped the Zayrath Prime. The humans were primitive by galactic standards, yet here they were, manipulating energies beyond comprehension. Vrek's pride and fear warred inside him. "We came to observe," he said to his crew. "Now, we will understand what we are truly facing." On Earth, the artifact's light expanded, forming a protective dome around the human team. The Sentinels, ancient guardians buried under the ice, hovered silently, their red eyes scanning the humans, yet never attacking. The golden figure appeared again, radiant and calm. "You will meet them," it said. "The Watchers from the stars. Fear not, but be ready." Ilara's heart pounded. "The Watchers." "Yes," the figure replied. "They are not enemies, not yet. But they will test your courage, your wisdom, your worthiness." Suddenly, a shadow passed over the ice. A massive ship, unlike anything the humans had seen, descended from the sky. Its surface was dark and metallic, yet elegant, with countless glowing symbols etched along its hull. The ground trembled as it landed, and the air shimmered with energy. Ilara stepped forward, trembling but determined. "We come in peace," she called out, though she knew they might not understand. From the ship, a hatch opened, and a group of aliens stepped forward. They were tall and imposing, with armor that gleamed like obsidian, and eyes that glowed faintly blue. Vrek led them, his presence commanding silence. He looked down at the humans, his expression unreadable. "Primitive creatures," he said softly, almost to himself. "Yet, something is different." Ilara met his gaze. "We did not ask for conflict," she said. "We only wanted to understand." Vrek studied her for a long moment. "Understanding is a dangerous thing," he finally said. "Especially when it brings power you cannot yet control." The golden figure floated between them. "They are ready," it said. "They have learned what was hidden. They have chosen wisely. Test them if you must, but know this, they will not be broken easily." One of Vrek's officers growled. "Commander, they are nothing. They cannot survive even a fraction of our strength." Vrek raised a clawed hand. "Do not judge by appearances. There is a fire in them, a determination we have not seen in any other species. That is why they are dangerous, and why they are worthy." The humans could feel the tension, the weight of eyes that had ruled the galaxy for eons. Yet Ilara stood tall. "We do not wish to fight," she said firmly. "But we will defend ourselves if we must." The air crackled as the two forces measured each other. Then, without warning, the Sentinels shifted their positions, forming a protective barrier around the humans. The golden figure's voice echoed. "They are your guardians. Trust in what you have learned." Vrek's eyes narrowed. "Interesting," he muttered. "They do not fear us. Most would have fallen to their knees long ago." Ilara felt a strange calm wash over her. She realized that the humans, herself included, were no longer the fragile species that the aliens had laughed at. They had been given the knowledge, the guidance, and the courage to stand against the galaxy's judgment. For the first time, Vrek felt something he had never experienced: respect and fear. "Perhaps," he said quietly, "we have miscalculated humanity." The golden figure turned to both sides. "The first step has been taken. The Watchers from the stars have arrived. Now the true test begins." The auroras above shifted, forming massive glowing arcs across the sky. Energy flowed from the artifact to the humans, and from them into the world. Even Vrek could feel it. The power, the potential, the awakening of a species that had been underestimated for far too long. And as the alien commander watched, the humans did not flinch. They did not beg. They did not retreat. They stood, united, ready to face whatever the stars would throw at them. The galaxy, silent and vast, was about to witness something extraordinary. Humanity had taken its first step into the cosmic stage. The Antarctic winds howled as the alien watchers hovered above the golden artifact. Dr. Elara King and her team stood within the protective dome, their minds still buzzing with the knowledge and energy granted by the artifact. But now, it was time to act. Elara's gaze met the eyes of Commander Vrek. Though imposing and powerful, there was a curiosity in him she could sense. A curiosity that could turn into danger if not handled carefully. "We need to show them," she whispered to Tomas, "that humans are more than they think." Outside, the sentinels shifted, forming a defensive circle around the humans. They were ready to strike if the aliens tried anything, but for now, they waited. The golden figure hovered above the artifact, its light pulsing rhythmically, as if counting down some unseen moment. Vrek raised a claw and signaled his officers. "Approach," he ordered. The smaller alien ships moved closer, sensors glowing, weapons trained. His voice carried authority, yet there was a hint of hesitation. "Let us see what these humans are truly capable of." Elara stepped forward, her voice clear and unwavering. "We do not want to fight," she said. "But we will defend ourselves, and we will protect this planet." Vrek studied her. "Protect? Against whom?" he asked, almost rhetorically. "Against anyone who underestimates us," Elara replied. Her team stood behind her, unflinching. "We are not weak. We are not insignificant. We are human." A murmur ran through the alien crew. Some laughed, thinking it bravado. Others, like Vrek, hesitated. There was something different in these humans, a spark that could not be measured by weapons, power, or sensors. Suddenly, energy surged from the artifact. The auroras above twisted into brilliant arcs of gold, flowing outward like a river of light. The humans felt it, their bodies and minds infused with strength, speed, and awareness beyond normal limits. Tomas' eyes glowed faintly as he instinctively moved toward the sentinels. With a simple gesture, he controlled their positions, directing them to form new shapes, new defenses. Elara felt her mind expand further, understanding the language of the sentinels, the flow of energy, and the alien technology surrounding them. "We can communicate with them," she whispered. "We can use what the artifact has given us." Vrek's sensors detected it immediately. "Impossible," he barked. "They are controlling the sentinels, manipulating energy we cannot comprehend." "Yes," Elara said calmly, stepping forward. "We are humans. We learn. We adapt. And we never stop." The aliens shifted uneasily. Vrek's officers whispered among themselves. Some felt fear, others confusion. Their weapons were advanced, deadly, precise, but useless against an intelligence that could anticipate and counter every move. Elara raised her hand, and a pulse of energy shot toward the alien ships. It did not harm them, instead, it wrapped around them like a net of light, neutralizing their weapons temporarily. The aliens froze, surprised. The humans had not attacked, they had demonstrated control, precision, and restraint. Vrek stepped forward, his glowing eyes fixed on Elara. "You are remarkable," he said slowly. "Your species, it is not what we assumed. You have power but also wisdom. Strength, but also control. You deserve to be acknowledged." Elara nodded, her team standing firmly behind her. "We are human," she said. "We do not need to destroy to be strong. But we will protect what is ours. And we will not be underestimated again." A tense silence followed. The alien crew looked at one another, realizing for the first time that the humans were not simply primitives. They were awakened, intelligent, and capable of feats far beyond their expectations. Vrek's tail lashed slowly. "This changes everything," he said. "The galaxy, has underestimated humanity for far too long. The golden figure floated between them, radiating calm authority. The first lesson is complete, it said. The humans have shown courage, wisdom, and the ability to rise beyond expectations. The Watchers have observed, and the galaxy now knows. The children of Earth are not to be ignored. Ilara's heart pounded. She knew this was just the beginning. The artifact's power had given them knowledge, energy, and connection, but the real challenge lay ahead, proving to the galaxy that humans could not only survive but thrive among the stars. Outside, the auroras shifted again, forming intricate patterns in the sky. The energy of the artifact wrapped around the humans, strengthening them, bonding them with the ancient sentinels. They were ready. Vrek looked down one last time before retreating his fleet. "Observe," he commanded his officers. "Do not underestimate them again. Humanity has changed." As the alien ships ascended into the blackness of space, Ilara felt a sense of awe and responsibility. They had taken their first step into the wider galaxy, not with conquest, but with courage, intelligence, and unity. The golden figure pulsed one final time before retreating into the artifact. "You are ready," it whispered. "The galaxy awaits your next move." Ilara looked at her team. "This is only the beginning," she said. "Whatever comes next, we face it together. Humanity is awake. And the universe will never look at us the same way again." For the first time, the humans felt truly powerful. Not because they had weapons or ships, but because they had awakened to their potential, to the truth of what they could achieve. The stars above no longer seemed distant, they were waiting. And humanity was ready to rise. The auroras faded, leaving the Antarctic sky quiet once more. Yet the energy of the golden artifact still hummed beneath the ice, a steady pulse that seemed to reach into the very minds of Dr. Ilara King's team. They had survived the first encounter, proven their worth, and awakened powers no human had ever imagined. Ilara stepped closer to the artifact. The glowing spheres rotated lazily, almost contemplatively, as if waiting for their next move. "We've shown them we can stand," she said, her voice steady. "Now we need to understand how to use what we've been given." Tomas adjusted his scanner, eyes wide. "I can feel it, Ilara. The sentinels, the artifact, even the auroras, they're connected. It's like a web of energy spanning the planet, and we're part of it now." "Yes," the golden figure replied, floating between them. "You are no longer just humans. You are the stewards of what was hidden. You may use it to learn, to explore, to protect. But remember, power without understanding can destroy you." Far above, Commander Vrek observed the readings from orbit. His claws tapped on the console as he spoke to his crew. "They are not reckless," he said. "They think, they plan, they adapt. This is evolution, not just biological, but intellectual and spiritual." One of his officers hissed, "Commander, they are still primitive. Our technology can crush them." Vrek shook his head. "No. That is the mistake we almost made. Observe. Learn. They will surpass what we know, and we must respect that." Back on the ice, Ilara activated one of the floating spheres. Energy flowed through her fingers, forming holographic projections of star systems, alien technology, and unknown worlds. She gasped. "This isn't just power, it's knowledge. The artifact contains the secrets of civilizations older than ours, civilizations we never knew existed." Tomas stared at the projections, eyes wide. "Look at this. They've mastered energy manipulation, faster than light travel, even genetic integration with technology. If we can understand even a fraction of this, humanity could change everything." The golden figure's voice echoed. "You must take care. Knowledge can guide, but it can also corrupt. Remember your humanity, even as you rise above it." Suddenly, the ice shuddered. The sentinels shifted, forming defensive patterns that reached further into the landscape. Then, from a hidden fissure, a smaller alien ship emerged, silent, sleek, and scanning. Vrek had sent a reconnaissance team to observe the humans more closely. Ilara's team tensed. "They're back," she whispered. The golden figure remained calm. "They wish to understand, as you have. This is your next test, not of strength, but of wisdom." Ilara nodded. She activated the artifact further, letting energy flow into the ground, into the sentinels, and toward the approaching alien ship. The ship paused midair, its sensors overwhelmed by the harmonic energy. Its systems flickered as the artifact's power scanned it, analyzing its capabilities without harming it. Tomas whispered in awe, It's like the artifact is teaching them, us teaching them." Ilara smiled faintly. "Yes. We are no longer students. We are instructors." Vrek watched in disbelief. His officers muttered in alarm. "Commander, they are manipulating our craft without even touching it." "Yes," Vrek said slowly. "And they are learning, fast. Too fast." The golden figure addressed both humans and aliens. "The artifact has chosen. The children of Earth have proven courage, wisdom, and restraint. The Watchers from the stars may approach, but only to learn what you know. Humanity will teach, and in doing so, reshape the galaxy." Ilara stepped forward and focused her mind, sending a controlled pulse toward the alien ship. A communication channel opened, images, symbols, and sound transmitted across space. The aliens understood for the first time that the humans were not to be measured by size, weapons, or numbers, but by intelligence, adaptability, and the spark of determination. Vrek's eyes narrowed. "They are showing us ourselves," he whispered. "Not just the humans. They are reflecting the very mistakes and strengths of every species in the galaxy. And they are correct." The alien ship hovered, unmoving, studying the humans. The sentinels stood between the two forces, yet their energy flowed outward like a bridge, linking the humans with the artifact and even touching the alien sensors. Ilara realized what she had to do. "We need to reach out," she said, her voice steady. "Not with weapons, but with understanding. We can guide them, show them, teach them, but not dominate." The golden figure's light pulsed. "Then you understand. This is the true path of power. To rise without destroying, to teach without enslaving, to act with wisdom." Vrek slowly lowered his weapons. His officers exchanged uneasy glances. They are not just humans," one whispered. "No," Vrek said, eyes fixed on Ilara. "They are something greater. They are the future we never expected." For the first time, the humans stood not in fear or defiance, but in quiet confidence. The artifact's energy pulsed in harmony with them. The sentinels and the auroras seemed to bow in acknowledgement. Even the alien observers recognized that this species, underestimated for millennia, had awakened. The galaxy, silent and vast, held its breath. The children of Earth were no longer hidden, no longer insignificant. Humanity was awake, and ready to shape the stars. Ilara looked at her team, her heart steady. "We've begun," she said. "The galaxy will see what humans can do. And it will never forget." Above, the alien ship slowly retreated. Vrek watched silently, a new respect forming in his mind. Humanity had not only survived, they had risen. And the universe would never underestimate them again. The Antarctic sky was alive with golden light, the auroras swirling in harmony with the pulsing artifact. Dr. Ilara King and her team stood at the center of it all, feeling the steady heartbeat of knowledge, power, and connection. Humanity had awakened, and the galaxy could no longer ignore them. Ilara looked at her team, their eyes bright with determination. "This is it," she said. "This is what we've been given, and what we've been taught. We stand not just for ourselves, but for all of humanity." Tomas nodded, awe and excitement in his voice. "We've learned so much, but now it's time to show them. Time to prove we belong among the stars." From orbit, Commander Vrek watched silently. The humans had surpassed every expectation. His officers shifted uneasily. "Commander," one whispered, "they are controlling the sentinels, the energy, even influencing our ships. How is this possible? Vrek remained calm but thoughtful. It is possible, he said slowly. Because they are not just reacting, they are learning, adapting, and leading. This is something no species we have ever encountered can do. Humanity has grown beyond our assumptions. The alien ship above descended closer, its sensors glowing faintly. Vrek stepped forward, addressing the humans directly. I came to observe a primitive species. Instead, I see a force I cannot measure by weapons, by strength, or by numbers. You are extraordinary. Ilara met his gaze. We are human, she said simply. We have been underestimated for too long. We do not seek to conquer, but we will protect what is ours. And we will rise to meet every challenge. The golden figure appeared between them, radiant and calm. The final lesson has arrived, it said. You have mastered courage, wisdom, and restraint. You have awakened the potential within yourselves and your world. Now, you must show the galaxy what it means to rise. Energy flowed from the artifact, creating bridges of light that connected the humans, the sentinels, and even the alien observers. Symbols of knowledge and power floated through the air, each one a key to understanding the universe. Ilara raised her hands, letting the energy flow through her and into the sentinels. They responded instantly, forming a protective barrier around the humans and extending outward to reach the approaching alien ship. The aliens watched in awe as the humans commanded forces that had once seemed beyond comprehension. Vrek's eyes widened. They are not just humans. They are architects of their own destiny. And perhaps, the galaxy's destiny as well. The humans projected their thoughts toward the aliens, sharing understanding instead of fear. They demonstrated restraint, intelligence, and creativity. The alien crew realized that humanity's power was not measured by destruction, but by the ability to rise above fear, to adapt, and to inspire. Tomas looked at Ilara, a smile on his face. We're doing it. We're showing them who we are. Yes, Ilara said. And we're just beginning. The golden figure pulsed brightly. From this moment forward, the galaxy will watch humanity. Not as a primitive species, but as a force of potential, courage, and growth. Remember this, your strength lies not only in your knowledge, but in your heart. Vrek took a step back, lowering his weapons. I see now, he said quietly. We judged wrongly. Humanity is worthy. The alien crew nodded, some in awe, some in fear, but all in recognition of a truth they could no longer deny. The humans had not only survived, they had risen. And their rise was unstoppable. Ilara and her team stood together, golden energy bathing their faces. The sentinels formed a protective circle, the auroras above swirled in patterns of approval, and even the artifact seemed to hum in satisfaction. This is our moment, Ilara whispered. We've awakened. We've proven ourselves. And now, the universe will know the power of humanity. Above, the alien ships slowly retreated. Vrek's last glance at Earth was filled with respect, wonder, and a hint of fear. Humanity had changed the rules, and the galaxy would never look at them the same way again. The artifact pulsed one final time, then receded beneath the ice, waiting silently for the next generation. Its work was done, for now. Ilara turned to her team, determination in her eyes. We've learned, we've risen, and we've proven ourselves. But this is only the beginning. The stars are waiting, and humanity will answer the call. And far above, in the quiet darkness of space, the universe held its breath. Humanity had awakened. Humanity had risen. And the galaxy would never forget.